Hi and welcome back. Let's keep our discussion going about the syllabus, but this video will specifically talk about the country paper, the mini cases, and some of the other basic things I expect from my students in the classroom. So as you can see up here, I just kind of put a map of the world just so you can get a scope of, and I'm sure you already have a scope of how many countries there are in the world. You have to select a country for your paper that you're not a part of, or you don't have any ethnic heritage relationship association with that country. So for example, if you're somebody that's from that has parents from India like I do, or somebody that is from India like I am, then you cannot select India as the country of your choice. And the reason for this is I want you to learn about a nation that you don't know about, a nation that you usually wouldn't have known much about unless you did some research. So that's the purpose of this paper, is to help you learn something about a different nation, and more importantly, not just learn about the nation and its history and geography and all of that, but help you understand whether that nation is a good place for us to go and start a business in. So this paper basically is more focused on the political, the economic, the social, and the technological aspects of that nation, rather than just the history and the geography and the kinds of food they have. All of that stuff is interesting, but for a business person, that's not the only thing you need to look at. You need to look at other issues such as the political issues, economic issues, and so forth. So if you look on the last page of your syllabus, you will see that there's a table, and it's called the PEST table. It's again political, economic, social, and technological. On that table, I have highlighted certain things. You can see that each column has at least 4 things highlighted or circled. And what I want you to do is I want you to focus your paper on those 4 elements of each of the columns. So for example, if you choose Ireland as the nation of your choice, that you want to do research on whether you should start a business there, what you would do is you would first have an introduction, talk a little bit about Ireland, give a little historical background, talk about where it's located, talk about the number of people it has in terms of population, talk about maybe the gross domestic product, and the basic statistics. Then you would look at those 4 columns on the last page of your syllabus: political, economic, social, and technological, and discuss each one of them separately with respect to Ireland. So you would talk about Ireland's political stability, for example. You would talk about Ireland's taxation laws, for example. You would talk about Ireland's inflation rates. You would talk about Ireland's unemployment rates. So that's what you would do for each of your nations that you have selected. That's what the bulk of your paper should be. So if the paper is, let's say, 100 points, then 80% or more, maybe 90% of that paper is graded on those 4 things: political, economic, social, and technological. Each one of them has 4 different elements in it that you have to discuss with respect to your nation. So the point is, don't waste too much time talking about the history and the geography and all the kings and queens and all the wars they have. We are not interested in that. We are business people. Our interest is whether that nation is a good place for us to go and set up. And how we will figure that out is based on those 4 factors: the political, economic, social, and technological. So your paper should only have about a page and a half to 2 pages of introduction and history. The other 10 pages of the paper should be on those 4 things. So that pretty much is what I expect from you in terms of the paper, as far as the paper is concerned. Now also make sure that you don't put a lot of graphs and tables in the paper itself. Put all your graphs, big tables, lists of things as part of the appendix of the paper. So that was about the country paper. In fact, I think I'm going to need another video to discuss the mini cases and some of the other things. So I'm going to post a 3rd video to go along with the first 2 videos to keep talking about the syllabus, and more specifically talk about the mini cases and some of the other expectations I have from you in terms of this class.